This is in Plano, Texas. Texas takes another L. And maybe I need to turn it around that way so y'all can see it on the screen. Texas takes yet another L. Plano, Texas. The Plano police have arrested a 17-year-old nigga. A 17-year-old thug. They have arrested a little innocent black boy who wouldn't hurt a fly in connection with the fatal shooting of an Allen High School football player late Saturday. Kemond Smith, and I'm going to have to spell his name for y'all. That's Kemond Smith. Kemond Smith, 17 years old, of Forney, Texas, was taken into custody on Monday on one count of murder. He was arrested at the Forney Learning Academy, an alternate campus in the Forney ISD. By way of Forney.com, they reported. Smith is being held in Plano jail Monday evening, and information about his bail was not yet available. And thank you guys. I see all my channel members in here. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys always for supporting and being channel members. For those who've already got their upgraded memberships, I definitely appreciate you guys doing that. You notice when you get on your second and third month that it upgrades, so and the color changes. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Here's the rest of the story. The life that was taken. Let me get his picture up on the screen so you guys can see. I think this is a dope picture of this young man. Good looking young man. I don't know how good of a young man he was, but based on what his coach was saying and his father, yes, his biological father was there, and his coach, everybody seemed to speak very highly of that young man, especially being only 16 years old, and he was a sophomore. That guy right there. He was a sophomore at Allen High School, and he was shot at about 10 p.m. Saturday at a home in the 3200 block of Peachtree Lane near Spring Creek Parkway at Santa Fe Trail. He was taken to a hospital, but he did not survive, and that is where he was pronounced dead. That young man right there. And this is a very sad story. Now, police say that several people had been kicked out of a party at the home that night before some shots rang out, which struck Marquel Ellis Jr. I'm going to point out a few things in this. I'm going to actually show you guys in the video the house that was actually shot at. This appears to be a pretty decent neighborhood. It looks like a suburban neighborhood. But then again, that's why I also point out the terminology white flight. There is a reason for that. Okay? Now, police say that several people have been kicked out of a party at a home that night before shots rang out. Markel's mother, by the name of Jocelyn oh God, I cannot pronounce her last name. Madwagwu. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce this young lady's name. I'm sorry. But his mother, Jocelyn, told the news that he had gone to a party with his older sister and that the teens had just been listening to music and playing video games. And some people might be like, well, he shouldn't have went to that party. They don't like their kids going to parties. Well, I'm going to tell you guys this. I'm one of those parents. I'm okay with parties. Kids, I think, should be able to grow up a little bit, and I'm okay with them going to a party. In this case, I was okay with this young man even being 16 years old going to a party. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is dudes. Let me go back so I don't point at the wrong person. What I'm not okay with is niggas like this that get mad and get in their little bitty feelings and then come back and feel like they need to come shoot up a damn party. That's not okay. That's never going to be okay. That's not a proper response to getting kicked out of a party that clearly nobody wanted you at. This lonely looking fuckhead right here. This dude decided that his little feelings was hurt, that he wasn't invited to the party, and decided to act a damn fool. Isn't that crazy, y'all? Marquel Ellis Jr.'s sister tried to save his life after he was shot, his mom said. Excuse me. She went through the whole process with him, holding him, and she called his mom on the phone while holding him. She told the news station. She just said, Mom, I tried everything. On the phone screaming, I tried everything. His father, his biological father, let me go back real quick. Going back. That's his biological father. The young man that lost his life, that's his biological father right there. His name is Marquel Ellis. And shout out to the father. He's there for his kid. I love this. I love the fact that they had a nuclear family, okay? But his father, Marquel Ellis, told the news that he had a special bond because he had his son at a young age. They were more like friends, he said. And Tommy's talked about that dynamic a lot, where a lot of times when you have kids young, you tend to really you're really not in a position to really mentally be a parent. So the fact that he called that out and said that they were more like friends, I think is very telling. Nonetheless, I still admire the fact that he was there for his son this entire time. He said he kept me going and he influenced a lot of us men just seeing a kid so motivated, Ellis said. I mean, proud of him. I'm proud of my son. Now, Terry Gamble, the head coach of the football team, which is the Allen Eagles football team, called the teen's death senseless. Marquel, who played as wide receiver, was someone who everybody got along with, Gamble said. Marquel was on the varsity roster as a sophomore, which I think that's very telling of his abilities, but also played on the junior varsity team to get more playing time, he said. His teammates loved him, the coach said, and his teammates loved him, and he was just a really good athlete and a great person. Gamble recalled a recent tweet from Marquel that said that he had his sights set on college. I think that he was making the most of his opportunities. That's what was sad, is that somebody cut it short, he said. To me, it's a shame. I still go back to, why. I don't think anybody will ever have the answer. Gamble said he'd spoken to Markel's parents Sunday to offer his condolences, and Markel's teammates, some of whom who attended the party with him, were also mourning. Also his teammates all his teammates, they just want to hang out and be around each other, and I don't think anybody at the site had any vision that this would happen. Now, a GoFundMe was set up to help Markel's family with funeral expenses, and so far they've raised more than $14,000 by way of this GoFundMe. Let me show you guys the GoFundMe really quick, if you guys do not mind. Let's take a look at the GoFundMe, just in case if anybody just so happens to want to donate or at least find out where it's at. This is the official GoFundMe. As you guys can see, that Marquel Ellis, the biological father, is the one with this GoFundMe. And it says support for Marquel Ellis Jr. That's the name of this GoFundMe if you guys want to look that up. They've set a goal. There's not any information as far as, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for the lack of information there. He was an innocent bystander and his life was cut short by a drive-by shooting. His death was untimely. All donations are appreciated. The family would like to thank you for your support and prayers. Now, y'all know that I try to be diligent and be fair. I understand that they're going through a tragedy, and this is something that nobody could have planned for. But I always say that these children should have life insurance. I'm not sure if this young man had life insurance or not, but they're asking for $50,000. I don't want anybody in the family to mistake me and get upset about the fact that I'm calling this part out. It's $50,000 that they're asking for. $50,000. I guess I would have to have more information about what that's actually for. So I'm not going to rush to judgment. I'm just saying that's $50,000. I know a lot of people, a lot of times, like the story I did on yesterday, they said that the kid, the little 10-year-old boy that was shot, actually had life insurance, but they had a GoFundMe up. And I'm just like, So is that just in addition to the life insurance policy? I don't know. I don't know, and I just don't like the way that sounds. That's just me personally. I'm going to just throw that out there. Let me go ahead and move on with the rest of this story. But as of right now, y'all saw where they're at with regard to the GoFundMe, and they're looking to gain $50,000, I guess. I don't know. So go ahead and give you guys the fair usage. Let me take you to the videos. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Somebody's asking, is it for pain and suffering? I don't know. I just know that that's $50,000. That's definitely nothing to sneeze at, for damn sure. I don't know, man. I could be real wrong on this, and I know it might come off wrong to the family. I live out here in Texas, and I damn sure don't want people getting mad at me over something stupid as my opinion. Okay? Let's go ahead and get this first video started.
You know, as for the arrest today, they say they just want justice to run its course, but they did have a lot to say about Ellis and how they were so looking forward to the young man and the athlete that he was becoming.
Guys, we got about 80 people watching right now. I know it's a busy night on YouTube. I'm asking you guys to please click the thumbs up. Please share the stream. Let people know that we're live. Please just click the thumbs up. I've only had, let me make sure. I've had 1, 2, 3 people donate. I'm asking for everybody else to donate a thumbs up. Y'all wonder why I get upset about that? It's because it's something simple and it doesn't cost you a dime to do. It doesn't even take much effort to do. You don't even have to go to a different page. You don't have to log in. You don't have to sign in. Just click the thumbs up, please. That's all I'm asking.
Marquel Ellis had a special bond with his son.
I had him so young, and he kind of got to grow with me. And it was more like a son, a friend you can't even imagine. I mean, that was my boy.
His namesake, Marquel Ellis Jr., made him extremely proud.
He influenced a lot of us men, you know what I mean, as a kid, just seeing a kid so motivated, I mean, it was I'm proud of him. Yeah. I'm proud of my son.
The last time he'd see his son, they were doing what they did so many times before. He picked him up from school and they grabbed a bite to eat. This Saturday, he was shot and killed at a party. His son, his friend, his teammate was gone.
Every day was serious. We was motivated as a team.
Ellis leaves behind another team as well.
Marquel was a loving,
Allen High School's head football coach Terry Gamble says Ellis was a star on and off the football field.
He was a great person. He was a great young man. He cared about his friends. He smiled.
Both men say they were excited to see what Ellis would become.
You know, he looked up to you as a man, as far he trusted in you, he believed in you.
Marquel Ellis is clear. When you talk about his son, don't focus on what was lost. Focus on what he gave.
Just going hard for what you want, doing your best, conquering and overachieving. Just know that it's not going to be easy. Keep going.
And this shooting is still being investigated by Plano police.
Plano police made an arrest for the murder of an Allen High School football player. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
And I'm Heather Hayes. Police just announced that arrest in the shooting death of 16-year-old Marquel Ellis. He was shot to death during a house party in Plano over the weekend.
17-year-old Kemond Smith of Forney is charged with that murder. Police say he was part of a group of people at the party who were kicked out.
Fox 4's Natalie Solis talked with the victim's grieving parents. She joins us now from the Plano.
Kicked out of the party, and that's why they came by and did this drive-by. Isn't that something?
Police Department. Natalie.
Well, Heather, police say Smith, who is from Forney, was arrested in Forney late this afternoon and booked into the city jail charged with murder. As for Marquel Ellis's family, they are still in shock that their son, who was a well-liked, promising athlete, is now gone, taken
Texas 2301 said, my cousin was killed in Arlington, Texas this on Saturday. This gun violence has got to stop. If you don't mind, and I do want to extend my condolences from my heart to yours, Texas 2301. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your cousin. But let me correct that and say this. They're not out arresting guns. Last time I checked, they didn't put a gun on trial. They don't have a gun in prison. It's not the guns that are doing the violence. I'll say that again. It's not the guns that are doing the violence. If somebody had a knife in their hand, a brick in their hand, a car in their hand, a bat in their hand, there are people that just do stupid shit, and people that do stupid shit need to go to jail, and they don't need to get out of jail for doing stupid shit. But it's the people's responsibility to act accordingly, right? The guns aren't the problem. It's the people that are the problem. Because if you take away guns, then people still do stupid things. But I hear people say that a lot. They say gun violence. It's not gun violence. In situations like this, it's nigga violence. Let's get that clear. Niggas are the one out here committing 50% of the violent crimes in the United States of America. I'm not sure if you lost your cousin to a nigga. But if you did, I would not be surprised. I know my type, and I know my type has a propensity for doing stupid shit. And I get tired of it. I get tired of living that stereotype because I know it's not me. But I know that when people look at people that look just like me, black men, they tend to think that we're going to do some stupid shit. And the statistics prove that we are out here doing stupid shit. When 1 in 3 black men are guaranteed to go to jail, it's a sad thing.
By what police say appears to have been random gunfire.
The gun violence has to stop. Why are teenagers killing each other?
Jocelyn Maduagu and Marquel Ellis Sr. still can't fathom how their promising, well-liked 16-year-old son, Marquel Ellis Jr., who played football for Allen High School, ended up dead at a Saturday gathering with friends.
I know that it was, I guess, some teenagers getting together to have what they call a kickback. Just hanging out, playing video games, playing music.
The Peachtree Lane house was listed as a short-term vacation rental. Plano has no ordinances restricting them. Marquel attended with his older sister, who's a senior. Some uninvited people showed up.
They were turned around, and from there they decided to want to shoot up the house from outside.
Marquel was hit. His 17-year-old sister did everything she could to save his life.
She went through the whole process with him, holding him, holding his wounds while ambulance and police come, traveling in the ambulance with him. And just said, Mom, I tried everything.
I was just getting ready to call that out. Tony Snow said, these are suburban areas too. That's what's shocking. They're not bad neighborhoods. I know. I absolutely know. Because I've been to this area before in Forney, as well as Plano. I go to Plano quite a bit. So I absolutely am very, very familiar with this. But that's also why we have the terminology white flight. Can somebody type that in the chat for me, please? Somebody say white flight. Type white flight, W-H-I-T-E, flight in the chat. White flight. I wonder if I Google search that term, what would come up? I'm curious. White flight, the phenomenon of white people moving out of urban areas, particularly those with significant minority populations and into suburban areas. So I wonder what they would call that when white flight or white people decide to move out of suburban areas, because now niggas are coming into suburban areas. That's not to include black people. We're talking about niggas. And does everybody understand there's a difference between black people, black men, and niggas? You can just say yes or no. You ain't got to type niggas in the chat. I know that's a derogatory term for most, but I use it when it's appropriate. There's a difference between black men and niggas. White folk don't want to be around niggas. And as soon as white folks leave an area, guess what black folks and niggas do? Follow them. Move into their neighborhoods. And they're just like, well, goddamn, like we just wanted to kind of have our own thing. And I think it's okay to have your own thing. I've gone to some of these people's places in their houses where they got land and they live out in the country. I got to tell you, it's kind of comforting to live out there 50 miles away, 100 miles away from civilization. It's something very comforting about that. If you've never been to the country before, I get it. I see why y'all want to live out there by yourself and away from the bullshit. You just want to live a carefree, crime-free life. And people that look like me won't allow you to do that is absolutely insane. Straight up and down. As you guys come in, again, don't forget to click that thumbs up. We got quite a few more videos. I'm going to play through them and let y'all see what the news had to say about this.
Phone screaming, come on, I tried it. Everything.
Texas 2301 said that's a rich area they stay at. Trust me, I know.
Marquel Sr. says his son was confident, focused, had dreams of playing for the University of Texas and then the NFL.
Didn't have to worry about him much. It was just almost too good to be true.
Now he's another teen victim in a senseless shooting that robbed a family of a beloved son and their dreams.
Their intent was to hit someone. They didn't care who they hit, but their intent was to hit someone, and they did. And they're going to get justice for it. That's not a doubt.
Well, police say prior to Saturday, they have had no other calls for service at that residence. The family says 2 separate vigils are still in the works for Marquel Ellis. A spokesman for Allen ISD says there will be a moment of silence at tonight's basketball game.
Plano police made an arrest for the murder of an Allen High School.
Let me go ahead and get to the next video here real quick. All right.
This high school football player had big dreams, but his family is making funeral arrangements instead. No one has been arrested yet in the death of this sophomore, but once again, we are talking about violence.
Now, don't mistake this video. They've already arrested a suspect. This is just right before they found out who the suspect is.
At a short-term rental party house. This time, it's involving kids in a very nice neighborhood in Plano. Here's Alex Rozier.
Neighbors tell me that they worry about this house behind me because it's oftentimes rented out by large groups most weekends. And now there's been a shooting and a 16-year-old is dead. This is the face of Marquel Ellis Jr., a boy who started his Saturday night at a party but didn't make it out alive.
I live a few houses down.
Renee McMenamy heard it all.
I was watching TV, thought I heard fireworks at first. And then I was like, no, that's definitely gunshots.
Around 10 p.m., a group of teenagers filled this house on Peachtree Lane. Plano police say several people were kicked out of the party, and after leaving, someone fired shots inside, striking Ellis.
I'm emotional that he passed away. The officer told me he thought he was going to make it. It's heartbreaking that a 16-year-old kid lost his life senselessly.
This home is a short-term rental property, but at some point today, the listing on rental site VRBO was taken down. Screenshots show it was advertised with 17 beds going for more than $500 per night.
And there's constantly people in and out of the house.
Marquel Ellis Jr. went to Allen High School where he was a sophomore who played on the football team. His coach said he was a great teammate and overall great kid.
Again, shout out to my brother, Relationship Rehab. Y'all make sure and check out his channel and subscribe to my brother. But he said this is a really nice neighborhood. That's what everybody's saying. And that's the point that I'm pointing out, is to show that you can have these nice neighborhoods, and as soon as you bring in the uncivilized, they can't seem to get it together. And they bring violence and stupid shit with them. My type, or the type that looks like me, just ruin it for all of us. They're violent, they don't know how to behave, and they don't value anything outside of themselves. That's what people like Kemond Smith, the 17-year-old that got arrested, prove about us.
You can see that in this tweet he published 1 week ago today. Marquel said, "My main goal right now is to go to college. I'll think about the other stuff later." Now suddenly his life is over.
He's just a
Oh, I gotta call out something. K Bird just pointed out something that is very true. How about this? K Bird just said, I'm white. When we move out, it's considered white flight. When we move in, it's considered gentrification. Wow. They want to act like they from Oak Cliff. What do y'all want to bet that they might actually be from Oak Cliff? The dudes that did the drive-by. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just saying. Their behavior is indicative. That's really telling. I never thought about it deeply like that. When white people move out of your neighborhoods, it's considered white flight. When they move into your neighborhoods, it's considered gentrification, because when they come in, they want to keep their house up. They want to raise the standards up and raise the property value so the house that they bought can actually have some fucking value, some value going forward as far as what do they call that? Equity in their home, right? How is it that white people lose no matter what they do? They exist, they lose. That makes no freaking sense. So K Burgess, I totally understand. You are 100% right. And that's why y'all, I don't know, man. Y'all got to just understand this. And that's why I can appreciate when people that look like me call it out. When people like Relationship Rehab, my brother Tommy, and the rest of us tend to call out the hypocrisy in black people. That's why it's so pertinent. You guys are not crazy. You're not crazy at all. We see it. We know.
After this party that ended with murder.
He had his whole life ahead of him.
In Plano, I'm Alex Rosie.
Grief counselors will be at Allen High tomorrow. Police won't say who rented this house or where exactly it was rented from, but Airbnb said earlier this month that it is cracking down on party houses. That came after a shooting at one of theirs killed 5 in California. And just a few weeks ago, we showed you this party at an Airbnb in far north Dallas. Someone fired shots there, but no one was hurt.
Well, shit. That's a stupid thing to do, man. Let me go ahead and get to this next video here. I think this is the right video. I hope so.
Monday night, Allen High's student athletes stopped.
This weekend, Allen High School was notified of the death of a student athlete, Marquel Ellis.
To remember one of their own. A 16-year-old who played football, loved cooking, and hanging out with his friends. Sophomore Marquel Ellis was with them Saturday night when gunfire ended his life. And some are still so shaken, they're afraid to show their face.
They took away a brother, a friend, a best friend, a brother to a lot.
You can still see bullet holes where it happened, at this home on Plano's Peachtree Lane. It is a short-term rental that somebody booked for a party. Police say on this night, a group of teens got kicked out of the house. Then neighbors heard gunshots.
I was watching TV, thought I heard fireworks at first, and then I was like, no, that's definitely gunshots.
Monday afternoon, officers arrested 17-year-old Kemond Smith of Forney and charged him with murder in connection to Ellis's death.
And I feel like it's a dream. It's not, it doesn't make sense.
And y'all wonder why they keep stereotyping us? It's because the stereotype is true. Instead of us changing our behavior, we're not going to advocate that black people need to change their behavior. We're not going to advocate that niggas need to change their behavior. We're going to just say, y'all need to stop talking about it. Sweep it under the rug. Act like it doesn't exist. Be nice to us when you see us. When you see us, don't walk to the other side of the street. Don't get scared. Don't fear for your life when you see us. Don't think we're going to steal, right? Relationship Rehab said crime decreases property value, hence the term white flight. I think that's what you meant. They leave while there is still value in their homes so they won't lose money in their investment. This is a great example that this type of violence that happened in that neighborhood with people that don't even live there is going to lower the property value down and raise the crime rate, all in this one night of a bad incident.
Now Ellis's family, friends, and school are left to mourn a life just beginning.
His bright smile and fun-loving nature will leave an emptiness for many Allen High School students and staff members.
You know what's funny? Where's Black Lives Matter on this? Where's Sean King where you need him? Kind of quiet on Twitter, ain't it?
Off the top tonight, we get an arrest in the murder of a 16-year-old Allen High School football player tonight. This is the 17-year-old student who is in the Plano City jail.
Matter of fact, if y'all know any pro-blacks that are talking about this particular story, type their name in my chat and tell me that they talked about this story. Any of them. Are there any pro-blacks that talked about this story that y'all know about?
Aaron Jones, right outside the jail. The victim, I understand, in all this wasn't even the intended target. Is that right?
That's right, Doug. The victim's family tells me that they were told that the suspect was upset about being kicked out of a party, and as a result, their loved one became an innocent victim of gun violence. Big plans.
Not become an innocent victim of gun violence. He was an innocent victim of niggas. Nigga violence. The gun didn't do shit. The gun sat there. Niggas went and got a gun. Niggas took the gun, loaded it, cocked it, aimed it, and squeezed the trigger. It's niggas, not the gun. The gun didn't do shit.
For his future, just 1 week ago, Allen High School student and football player Marquel Ellis Jr. tweeted, "My main goal right now is to go to college."
He was just an all-around great kid. He was humble and hungry at the same time.
Ellis's mom says these highlights show her talented receiver on the football field just weeks before his death. Saturday night, the 16-year-old was attending an East Plano house party at a short-term rental property when a bullet fired outside the house struck him.
In the midst of him being there, some guys came that the people that were throwing the party didn't want to be there, so they were asking them to leave.
And this individual decided he wanted to get back at him, and that's when he began firing under the house.
Y'all understand the logic in these little pea-brain little dudes' heads like Kemond Smith. With a name like Kemond Smith, that'll let you know. How many Kemond Smiths do y'all know? How many niggas by the name of Kemond do y'all know that are actually intelligent individuals? Personally, I don't know any. But I'm just saying, this ought to prove to you guys how ignorant these people are. These type of people, these type of thugs. They asked you to leave the party. Because they asked you to leave the party, that means somebody has to die? Them asking you to leave and you had to be at this motherfucking party so goddamn bad, or you felt like you got embarrassed, they put you on blast or whatever the case is. You didn't want them to feel like you was no punk, no pushover. So because they asked you to leave, Kemond Smith, who's 17 years old, of Forney, Texas. Marquel Ellis Jr., who was just 16 years old, a sophomore, and was probably going to be something great. He had to die because you couldn't attend a party. Really? Really, nigga? He had to die. You had to be at this party that bad? God, niggas is dumb.
Fortunately striking a victim.
Plano police arrested 17-year-old Kemond Smith of Forney for Ellis's murder Monday afternoon.
It's still shocking to us. This is something that was very unexpected. Yeah, we're still at the stages where, like, this is not real.
And at this point, Plano police tell us that they do not believe that there are any other suspects involved. Ellis's parents tell us that they are still in the process of planning his funeral.
And we begin with breaking news. Have a look. This teenager is in jail 2 days after an Allen High School sophomore was shot and killed at a house party in Plano. 17-year-old Kemond Smith is being charged with the murder of Marquel Ellis.
You're asking, how did a 17-year-old get a gun? How do any gangsters and thugs get guns? When you're in the street, when you about that life, when you're selling drugs, stealing and robbing, you tend to come across a lot of shit over time. It's one of the benefits of being in gangs.
Kemond Smith is being charged with the murder of Marquel Ellis Jr. Today, Markel's classmates are doing their best to cope. I'm Cynthia Aguirre.
And I'm Chris Lawrence. You know, his friends in class.
And I want to point out something about that because I think I understand what you might be saying. How did a 17-year-old get a gun? Do y'all think that they're taking these guns from law-abiding citizens? No, they're not. They're getting these guns by illicit means, whether it be stealing, robbing, or getting them from other gangsters and drug dealers and all of this kind of stuff. Underground illegal drugs and guns and all kind of other illegal shit is always going to be there. It's a big difference between legal guns and illegal guns. You could ask how they can get access to any fucking thing. Thank you. Actually, Relationship Rehab caught it like right as soon as I was saying it. The same way we get illegal drugs on the street. They're not coming and taking guns or somebody like me who's a law-abiding citizen. I'm not taking my gun that's registered to me that I had to go down there and show them my license, give them my address, and all of this other stuff, and pay money for this gun to give to some 17-year-old thug to go shoot up somebody's house. It's not going down like that. So for the people that continue to keep advocating and talking about, well, we need to strengthen gun laws, fuck you. The people that believe that the gun laws need to be stronger, kiss my ass. That's a dumb thing to say. So because you got people that don't want to follow the law who are outlaws, you want to make it harder on people that are trying to follow the fucking law? Are you serious? Where is the logic in that? You're going to make my life and me being a law-abiding citizen a hell of a lot harder because you got people out there that don't want to follow the law. That's just dumb.
Us and teammates say Marquel was the kind of kid who just beamed with joy. Here's Timon Fernandez.
It was this house right here where neighbors say that shooting happened. You can still see the damage from where a couple of bullets pierced the windows. It was shattered windows and stucco damage from flying bullets. Just a few shocking reminders of the tragedy that happened here at 3212 Peachtree Lane in Plano Saturday night.
It's a big loss.
Close friends of 16-year-old Marquel Ellis Jr. are grieving and some too nervous to speak publicly on camera.
And I feel like it's a dream. It's not, it doesn't make sense.
Knowing Ellis, a popular Allen High School student and athlete, was shot and killed while attending a party at the house.
They took away a brother, a friend, a best friend, a brother to a lot.
Police say detectives are busy on this case. They know that home was leased on Saturday from a popular online short-term rental site.
It was a sad day on Saturday evening.
Neighbors describing seeing a lot of teens in and out of the house. Some say the place was often leased for parties, but nothing ending in the shooting chaos. Barry Love Madison lives a few doors away.
I have several concerns because I believe in individuals renting out homes for profit, but there has to be a better screening process, possibly even some follow-up activity after the home is rented or an interview process.
Or, as much as they might not like this, whenever you know niggas are having parties, have the police show up. Have y'all ever wondered why is it that whenever niggas get together in groups and bundles, that the police are always nearby? Y'all ever wonder that? And you be like, well, we not over here. They over here harassing us. No, it's because they know that our kind that looks like us has a propensity to do stupid shit. So much to the fact that if they're nearby, they still do stupid stuff. Yep. That's where it comes from.
Rather than just using the online websites.
Some of Ellis's friends say Saturday night's party was advertised on Snapchat. They claim a group attending the party was asked to leave, but allegedly came back upset and shooting a gun.
They took away somebody that nobody knew to have a frown on his face.
Monday afternoon, window and concrete contractors showed up at the house with an unidentified man. No one would answer the door. Late Monday afternoon, detectives arrested 17-year-old Kemond Smith on murder charges. This remains an ongoing investigation.
Live from South Victory, this is WFAA News.
We begin tonight with a developing story of a high school sophomore shot and killed. It happened in Plano at a party near Parker Road and Spring Creek Parkway. Police say several people were kicked out and then shot into a home. 16-year-old Marquel Ellis Jr., a student at Allen High School, was killed. Officers have not said if anyone was arrested. We do know that Allen ISD will have counselors available for students tomorrow morning.
From South.
We're gonna get to the next video here real quick, and if you guys are watching, don't forget to click that thumbs up. We're about to wrap up here, and I'm gonna give you guys my closing thoughts here in just a second.
Friends and family are trying to make sense of a high school football player's death after a shooting at a party over the weekend. Jennifer Lindgren's live at Allen High School this morning, where the 16-year-old student was well loved. Jen.
Yeah, Karen, we've seen an outpouring of support on social media. 16-year-old Marquel Ellis Jr. was a sophomore here at Allen High School, where grief counselors will be ready to talk with grieving students today. Ellis played on both the varsity and the JV Eagles football teams. Head coach Terry Gamble called him a great kid who loved sports and got along with everybody. The 16-year-old was at a house party at a home in Plano Saturday. Plano police say around 10 p.m. that night, several people were kicked out of that house on Peachtree Lane. Police say these people then fired shots back into the home. Ellis was hit and died at the hospital. One woman who lives on that street says she heard at least 9 gunshots Saturday night.
Before I walked down here, I could hear a girl saying to the boy, "Baby, please just breathe. Just breathe." And my heart just broke.
Wow.
Neighbors also tell us that that home had been listed on several short-term rental sites for the last couple of years. CBS 11 did reach out to the homeowner, who we did not hear from as of yet this morning, but police in Plano tell us that they are also working on an update, working to get more information for us on their investigation this morning. Live in Allen, Jennifer Lindgren, CBS 11 News.
Let me give a shout out real quick to Mom's Fur Babies, and she's in the chat. Man, I wanted to give her a big, huge shout out for sending in a very, very nice donation. So if you're listening, from my heart to yours, Mom Fur Babies, always in my corner, always got my back. Thank you so much. I mean, like you really carry a lot of load for this channel, and I really appreciate you doing that. Like I said, I hope we can get to a point where more people can start joining in and finding the value in this channel, not only through the channel memberships, but also by way of the PayPal and Cash App. But I definitely appreciate you, and I do not want that to ever be overlooked. So thank you, Mom's Fur Babies, for your support. Let me also give a shout out real quick. One person wanted to remain anonymous. They know who they are if they're watching. Thank you, as well as Jimmy D. I want to give you a shout out as well, Jimmy D, if you're listening. Okay, let's keep going. I got a couple more videos to show you guys real quick. This one.
We begin tonight with this young man, Marquel Ellis Jr. He is a 16-year-old Allen High School football player, and police say someone shot and killed him in Plano last night. That shooting happened at a house party. This is on Peachtree Lane. CBS 11's Caroline Vandergriff is in that neighborhood tonight with our top story. Caroline?
Steve, neighbors say the shooting happened at this home. You can see what appears to be 2 bullet holes in the front windows.
Very unusual for this neighborhood.
Renee McMenemy says she was watching a movie last night around 10 o'clock when she heard at least 9 gunshots.
First I thought it was fireworks, and I was like, that's not fireworks. It was gunshots.
She went outside to see what was going on at this home on Peachtree Lane. Plano police say several people were kicked out of a house party there and then fired into the home.
Before I walked down here, I could hear a girl saying to the boy, "Baby, please just breathe. Just breathe." And my heart just broke.
16-year-old Marquel Ellis Jr. was hit by the gunfire and later died at the hospital. Allen High School football coach Terry Gamble called Ellis a great kid who loved sports and got along with everybody. He played on both the JV and varsity teams.
The whole situation is sad. I feel for the parents. I feel for the kids that were there that witnessed it all.
Police don't have any suspects at this time. McMenemy is now...
Actually, they already have a suspect. I've told you guys that's Kemond Smith. Let's go ahead and go to the next video here real quick, because some of these are talking in like they were these videos that already came out, so some of them aren't updated.
Allen High School community is grieving after a sophomore football player is killed in a shooting over the weekend.
Jennifer Lindgren's live at Allen Eagle Stadium, and Jen, police say they're no closer to making any arrests.
Yeah, not as of this morning, Karen. That that shooting actually happened in Plano, and I've spoken with police in that city today who tell me they are still looking for a motive and a suspect in their investigation. But the victim in this case, 16-year-old Marquel Ellis Jr., spent a lot of time here playing both varsity and JV football for the Allen Eagles. Ellis was 16 years old. Head football coach Terry Gamble called him a great kid who loved sports and got along with everybody.
The house was rented out, so I'm assuming that whoever rented that house right there might have probably rented it for those kids that had that party. I don't know if they were charging entry or whatever they were doing, but they booked it and booked it for about $500 or so. It's like $500 a night.
Ellis was at a home on Peachtree Lane in Plano Saturday evening where a house party was underway.
They call it a kickback. That's that hood terminology. It's a kickback. It's a get-together. They don't want to call it like a party or an event or anything like that. It's a kickback. Kickback.
Around 10 p.m.
So going to a kickback was so important to Kemond Smith that he felt like somebody needed to die because he wasn't invited to the kickback.
Plano police say a group of people were kicked out of the party who then fired shots back toward the home. Ellis was hit and he died at the hospital. He was very involved in sports in Allen. On Sunday, the football program tweeted his picture with the caption, "Marquel Ellis, Eagle for Life." The basketball team added its own message on social media saying, in part, "We had the privilege of getting to know Marquel Ellis last year. Phenomenal athlete and fierce competitor. Teammates loved being around Marquel." Now, according to neighbors, the home where this shooting happened had been listed for the last couple of years on a couple of short-term rental websites. We've not been able to reach the homeowner, though. Police this morning say that they are working with detectives to get new information for us, that those detectives worked this investigation throughout the weekend. They hope to have an update later today. Live in Allen, Jennifer Lynn.
Our officers responded to a shooting off of Princess Lane. We had one person hit, and he is now deceased. His identity will be revealed once next of kin has been notified. There is no ongoing threat to the community at this point. Our detectives are working hard to figure out who is responsible for this, and rest assured that they're going to be held accountable. Our officers responded to a shooting off of Princess Lane. We had one person hit, and he is now deceased. His identity will be revealed once next of kin has been notified.
Okay, now let's go ahead and close this thing out. Again, the person that they have arrested for this, let me see if I can get his face back up on the screen for you guys. And I'll try to adjust my volume here the next time we go live to try to fix this thing, okay? Let me see. Get his face back up on the screen. This dude right here, this is Kemond Smith, Kemond Smith. 17 years old, of Forney, Texas. He was taken into custody for one count of murder. And I hope that they give him everything that he has coming to him. For him to take the life of this young man right here, Marquel Ellis Jr., 16 years old, a sophomore, had a very promising future, had a mother and a father in his life that loved him very much, family and friends. And I believe in kids being able to go to parties. I think kids at this age should be able to have fun. But it's hard and damn near impossible for kids this age to have fun and respectable fun because you got dudes like this who didn't have a daddy in their life and they don't see any value in their life or anybody else's life. And then they go out into the world and they take it out on everybody else. It is not a suitable way to raise young men without a father in their life, and only because they got their mama and their mama did the best they can for them and their mama beat them and spanked them and did the best that she could to try to raise them. No, I'm sorry, but that is not working, and you are now continuing to see the remnants of the broken family from the 60s up until now, from the Great Society up until now, that this is the product of what you're going to have. The good kids are going to be taken out and affected by the bad ones. When you talk about having bad fruit on a tree, on our tree, it's damn near like a 50-50 split. We got half of our teenage kids and these young adults that are the bad seeds, and they are around the good kids. And the good kids are just trying to outlast the bad ones. And it is a sad state that we are in. And I hope that, man, I'm going to do my best to try to make sure and just protect me and mine. I hope that you guys do what's best for you, protect you and yours. And really, if you can, just educate your kids. You don't have to prevent your kids from having fun, but please make sure that you're educated about where your kids are, who your kids are around. And if you hear that somebody's been kicked out of a party, make sure that you tell your kids to get the hell up out of there. Because if it was niggas kicked out of a party or a kickback, there's a chance that they're going to come back and retaliate because they know where you are chilling at. This is your boy DJ Just Jay. I'm signing out. Thank you guys again so much for listening. We're the AFC, where we advocate for children first. Again, if you guys want to find that GoFundMe page is set up under name of Support for Marquel Ellis Jr. if you guys want to look that information up. We'll see you guys on the next stream, and I got more videos to show you guys here the next few days, man. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and check out the other videos of the channel. We've been uploading a lot of positive videos, so we expect for the people that have been asking for that content to support us. If nothing else, share the videos, click the thumbs up. RIP to this young man. Again, his name is Marquel Ellis Jr. He was 16 years old. He was taken from this world way too soon, and he did not deserve what he got. So my condolences to the family, from my heart to yours. Thank you guys so much for the support and listening to the story.